Hi guys. So I've been asked a lot by a lot of you guys of my 2.5 years of travels. And I'm so excited to tell you guys all the details about my 2.5 year travels that I pretty much was pretty spontaneous. What happened was pretty much just packed my bag, whatever fit in my bag went. That was one big suitcase that you can only have one big suitcase and no carry-on, just a backpack with my laptop, and decided to go on this beautiful journey of being a nomad. So I'm excited to share with you guys how it all went through. So pretty much you just only pack the necessary things of like 2 pairs of jeans and 2 pairs of shoes. You get like 5 t-shirts, you get some underwear and whatever, and you just kind of go with the flow. You go with the flow. Obviously you shop on the way, whatever's dirty, whatever you wash and stuff like that. But what you take from home, from a huge closet that I personally have, I had a walk-in closet, I became a minimalist where I threw everything away or give it to my sisters, put it into the storage, and whatever fit in my luggage went. And that was the beauty of being a nomad. So let me tell you my story of how many countries I've been to, and just a little briefly of like some experiences in some countries. I will go in detail a little bit later in my other videos when I will be creating them. But at the meantime, let me just tell you how it all started. So pretty much I flew from LA to Seattle to see my family, and I saw my family for a few weeks, and then I flew to Hawaii. And from Hawaii we had a ticket to fly to Japan, Tokyo. So as we were arriving to the airport, which was kind of crazy actually, we arrived to the airport, and when we were about to check in, being a nomad, the tricky thing about being a nomad, you think on the spot. So what that means is when you think on the spot, that means you only buy a one-way ticket one way, and then when you're there, you figure out your next destination, like where am I going next? So we only bought a one-way ticket to Japan. We get to the airport in Hawaii, and what they tell us is, do you guys have a ticket outside? Do you have a ticket to leave Japan? We're like, no, we're nomads. We figure out on the way. So, well, you cannot go to Japan without a ticket outside of Japan. And we're like, what the freak? Like, how's that even possible? Like, that's not fair. So technically, long story short, we ended up buying a ticket to go to Hong Kong without not knowing if we were going to Hong Kong or if we were going to go to Beijing or Shanghai. We knew we were going to go to China, but we didn't know what area in China. But so ended up buying a ticket, and it was never non-refundable or anything. We just kind of threw that money in the air. We never got it back, which sucked. But I wanted to tell you is that we ended up going to Tokyo. It was the most amazing experience of our lives. If it were me, I would go back in a heartbeat. I would go back in a heartbeat, no joke, because just the experience alone of not knowing anybody, not knowing the language, not knowing where to go. The streets are complete opposite. The toilets are amazing. If you guys ever been to Tokyo, you know exactly how the toilets are. They have music, they have all these different buttons, they have squirts wherever they squirt to. And then they have butt warmers. You sit on the seat and it warms your butt a little bit. And on top of that, I was afraid to push the buttons. You just don't even know what the buttons will do to you. So I knew there was a music button, so I pushed the music button. That was really fun. But besides that, I didn't touch anything else. Because you just never know. You never know what might happen, you know? So that was like very interesting. This is right when you enter the airport of Tokyo. You're like, what are these toilet seats all about, right? So anyways, then when we get out of the city of, after we get out of the airport, so the roads are completely on the opposite sides like England. And then all the cars are so tiny. The people are so tiny. The food portions are so tiny. The sushi is amazing. The people are so cute. They all look the same. It's like a matrix. All the men are in beautiful suit and ties. The women are all in cute little dresses. And it's just, you're in a little la la land. It's just so beautiful. It's beyond beautiful. And it was just such an experience. And we stayed in Akihabara. If you're familiar, that's like the gamer section, so like the anime everywhere. So girls have pink hair on and these cute little dresses, and they're just all out and they're walking on streets, and it's just such a, it's like you entered a video game. It was the most epic experience ever. Ever, 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 ever. So if I would ever go back to any of my travels that I've done, I would have totally went to Tokyo again. Without a beat, without even thinking twice, I would go there again. And the one thing that stood out for me was we went to a science museum. The science museum in Tokyo had walking robots. They had talking robots. They have robots that kick soccers. They talk to you and communicate on so many different levels. They even serve coffee to you if you need that, you know. They have a gamer section where it's all virtual. So Japan is very futuristic. It's a whole different kind of game. It's very, very, very futuristic. And another thing that really stood out to me was what was that? The Shibuya crossing. Oh my God. So if you guys ever read about the Shibuya crossing, literally 500,000 people crossed that Shibuya crossing within seconds. And I took a picture there. I will show you. It's crazy. You literally are walking like this, intertwined within one another. There's just no other way. You can't like go around people. You go right into people, and people have to move, and like the experience was so wild and so wicked. It's a must. So if you guys decide to go to Japan, message me. I have all these really cool different insights of everywhere we went. And excuse me, we went on the their flower blossoming season. I forget what the flower was called, but it was their flower blossoming season. We went in March. It was the most epic experience ever. Those flowers bloomed everywhere. Everywhere, and it was just such an epic experience. One of those experiences that I've never really imagined in my whole entire life, that you walk through the whole entire Tokyo and you see these pink flowers everywhere, and out of these pink flowers they make teas, juices, cakes. They sell everything in regards to these flowers. I remember what the flowers are going to be called, and I will get back to you guys. But those flowers were to die for. They were so beautiful. We went to the biggest fish market in Japan as well. That's where they catch the huge tunas, and that's where they will auction them off. And when they auction them off for like millions, because out of that tuna they can make so much sushi, and then that sushi costs a lot of money. So they auction them off for millions of dollars. It's quite a scene, very, very interesting to see. So after Japan, I can talk about Japan all day, but one of those things that stood out for me, I already told you that there's robots everywhere and cute girls dressed up, and Akihabara itself is amazing. They have an underground mall. Okay guys, if you have not seen a mall, like if you've never seen an underground mall, go to Tokyo. You're gonna be mind blown of how huge the mall is. You get lost. It's like a maze, but it's definitely very worth it. And their whole metro system, the metro system is very easy to use once you get it, but when you don't know, ask a security guard, because the security guards, they know their English. We didn't know that because we were asking everybody, but the security guards do know their English. Okay, so then after that, I'll kind of go a little bit first. I'll go a little bit faster now because Japan was one of my favorites. Then we went to Beijing. So then we flew from China. When we flew from Japan, we flew to China, to Beijing. Beijing, we went to the Great Wall of China, which was such an epic experience. you must go to the Great Wall of China. Don't go where all the tourists go. That's a big lesson we learned. I wish that we never did that. We should have just took a private bus, and we should have just went straight to the other side, because the Great Wall of China is really long. Go to the other side of Great Wall of China where there's no one there. And when there's no one there, you can have the most epic experience, the epic pictures you could possibly want. Because when you're trying to take a picture in the Great Wall of China and there's so many people there, you can't take a picture because all you see is pictures and you can't even see the Great Wall of China. So like what's the point, right? Anyways, so then we went to Beijing. Shanghai was an amazing experience. Then we ended up going to Hong Kong. Hong Kong was amazing. Hong Kong is amazing, just beautiful. And then after Hong Kong, we flew a little north next to North Korea for some business purposes. And that was one of those things that I was like, ugh, we're too close to North Korea. We were like literally on the map, we were like this close to the border. It was kind of scary. And then after that, we went to Thailand. We went to Bangkok. We went to Phuket. And then after that, we flew to Paris. Paris. Loved Paris. I would love to go there again and have all them croissants and the macaroons. And then after that, we flew to Spain, Barcelona, to Madrid, to Marbella. And then we flew to France, south of France, of Nice, Marseille. We went to Cannes, Monaco, Monte Carlo. Such a beautiful city. You guys have to go to Monte Carlo. That's where they did the James Bond movie. The casino is amazing. And then Italy, Milan, Sicilia. We went to Venice, Rome, Florence, Pisa. And then we ended up going to Romania, Moldova. And then St. Petersburg, Bali, Thailand, and Amsterdam. And then we came back to LA. So there's so many stories I can tell you guys about them. Maybe I'll do another tutorial for you guys on how to survive in every single country in Europe, because there's just so many things I can tell you guys right now, but it would be like an hour video. But I would shorten it down for you guys. In every single country, there's so many things to do and see. And what are some do's and don't do's, pros and cons. So I'm more than happy to share that with all of you guys. But I do recommend you going nomad for a year. That is one thing I recommend all of my friends to do, because it is such a learning curve. It's such a learning curve because you learned on the spot. You can't think twice. You can't, it's like you gotta go somewhere. You have to figure it out. Most people don't even speak English, which was the craziest thing for me. How can you not speak English? I mean, come on. But they don't. So, I mean, hey. Anyways, try it for yourself. Message me below. Let me know what you think. But at the same time, I will be doing a tutorial on all of these different countries, where I've been, what I've done, what I've eaten as a vegan, what kind of wines were amazing, and what activities were awesome, rent a car or not rent a car, what to avoid, all those different things. So stay tuned, and I hope this inspires you guys to become nomad, and there's more things to come. Thank you.